Good morning. It is 8:36 a.m. on Thursday, December 10th, 2020. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I didn't sleep very well last night for reasons that are not clear to me. Um, I just am kind of, it's time that I should be up. And in principle, I went to bed at a time that doesn't seem like it correlates to not feeling very rested, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm just kind of woozy, groggy this morning. But what what are you gonna do? Um, Rocket is a little out of sorts too. Um, I wonder. I don't know what's going on. Who knows? Who knows? He's fine. I'm fine. It's just one of those things. But yeah, still just feeling a little bit woozy, groggy today. But I did have fun playing D&D last night. At a sort of, we have a fairly nautical campaign, and we had a pirate ship uh, coming up behind us to try to take our ship, and we repelled them. It was pretty great, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. And now I also felt really productive from work yesterday. Um, you know, Not that I don't generally get things done, but I just sort of really felt like in a flow yesterday where um, I recognized that there was a new document that needed to get written, and I was just like, okay, let's just settle right in and just got a lot of work done on it in a way that felt kind of good. You know, Again, it's not that I don't usually get work done, just I felt like extra on task yesterday. Um, I also, in between those things, working and playing D&D, I've rewatched now the first two of the three Hobbit movies. This is the first time I've seen them since the theater. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like I wanted to revisit them now that, I've had a few years to steep. And it basically just reiterates what I felt before, which is that um, there is, of course, a lot of stuff in there that's good. You know, just the visual design of a lot of elements, the just depiction on screen of some cool things, and the talented people made them. So like performances are good. Um, Moment to moment, there are a lot of great, elements from the original story that it's cool to see on screen. But nonetheless, the things that I had found fault with before when I originally saw them have not changed, and it's namely just I don't think I'm certainly not going to be the first person probably to tell you that my feeling is that the movie should not have been three movies. It is bloated to the extreme where lots of stuff is just like invented to fill out screen time, and you have these long action sequences where really it's just like, how can we fill 10 minutes with action without the plot changing in a meaningful way, right? We already know, starting here, um, the dwarves are going to escape from the elven prison in barrels. And then here, they're going to have escaped from the elven prison in barrels. That could be 30 seconds of screen time. But instead, it's a big, long action sequence. Which it's like, I don't usually mind action sequences, but sometimes they just really feel labored. Like it just feels like there's no stakes here because this whole thing is contrived. Um, like another good example of that is they invent a whole thing like the second movie has just the especially egregious examples of this, I guess. But like all the stuff with Bilbo and Smaug, where it's just the two of them, great, love all of that. Um, what, buddy? What is it? What is it? You're just really wanting my attention this morning for some reason. But then like when the other dwarves show up and we just have like half an hour in the movie where we're cutting back and forth between orcs attacking Lake Town, I guess. Because why does that need to happen? Because we had some other characters we left there that we want to be included, I guess, so that it feels like something else is happening. I don't know. And then we have the dwarves running around in the mines with Smaug chasing them, and they have to do a lot of work to try to get the forges relit so that they can, I guess, trick Smaug into approaching a gigantic golden statue that's actually melted so that the melted gold spills all over him, which I guess makes him mad because he doesn't even like everyone's going like, "Ha ha, we did it!" And then he just kind of like comes up out of the molten gold like, "Oh yeah, well I'm gonna go burn Lake Town," and they're like, "Oh shit," and you just sort of feel like, "Gosh, I'm glad we spent half an hour on that." I mean, on the one hand, just from a world building perspective, it's kind of neat to see how all the forges work, but there's just no narrative stakes because none of it matters. None of it makes any difference. And so that's ultimately, I think, the problem with those movies is that it's just they take the core story and they just you know fill they take an excellently crafted donut and then they inject it full of really just cheap sugary jelly, which I don't know actually. That's maybe not a good example. But in any case, I'm going to leave it there, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.